Hey y'all, it's your girl Fertility Queen. It's been months, I know. Okay, so I'm gonna just post a little bit of an update. I actually received some questions, and I think that this can be very, very helpful and beneficial to other ladies that are taking my formula, this product. I wish I had a bottle I can just grab real quick. I just want to say, okay, so first things first. My product is available on Amazon at the moment. I had to take it off because of the name change, and then I had an address change, and all hell broke loose, and it was so difficult for me to actually get everything reinstated. So it's like I had to start all over again just to get in through the gate, as they call it, to get the product back on the shelf and available. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab a little bottle here. And this was just, goodness gracious. Okay. All right, so this is my product right here. This is what I was also sending to a really good friend of mine. I was just keeping it in a closet. Okay, so this particular product, the liquid tincture, is available on Amazon, and for some reason they did not approve my listing for my capsules because of the ASIN. I'm kind of grateful that I did not have the liquid on the Amazon site, because that ASIN would have also prevented me from listing this. So the prior ASIN belongs to the prior name, but it's the same product. So I wish Amazon would get their crap together and sort it out, but here's the thing. For whatever reason, I'm getting the same answer, and it's just the same BS. So my capsules are available on eBay like they've always been available. Unfortunately, the whole name change thing screwed everything up. I will not be changing any names because it is now trademarked Fertility Queen products, right? So I just wanted to address some questions. Why are they in HD PE bottles and not glass? Okay, so this is one of the safer plastics, especially since it's dark. It's a lot safer than like a clear plastic that is not non-leaching of materials, right? Because all plastic bottles are different. It's a lot safer than what you're drinking out of your water bottles, right? Those are even worse. And the fact that they're clear, they're far worse than these. These do not leach any chemicals, so they're the safest that you can get. The reason why I put them in those bottles is because glass breaks. The dropper, the glass in transit, it just breaks. And so I use the HDPE plastic, I hope I'm saying it right, that is suitable for supplements. And as long as it's not exposed to severe heat, I wouldn't worry about it. I know that it has like an alcohol content in there, but I wouldn't worry about it. If it's like in 100 degrees, yeah, then I might worry. Even though it's not supposed to leach, I would still worry about it because I don't even like plastics either. But here's the cool thing. The tinctures are in huge glass bottles, like jugs, okay? Like the tincture, until it is time to ship. So it's up to you to put it in a glass bottle if for some reason you're really concerned about this plastic. And I'm talking about you guys, the ones that don't even drink out of a plastic bottle for water. Like when you go buy water, you don't get the water bottle. You're always buying your water in glass. Every time you go to a restaurant, you're always, like making sure that they're not cooking with plastic utensils, like that have, contain phthalates, which those are extremely harmful, especially when exposed to heat. So I don't even cook with that kind of cookware. I always make sure that I'm using cast iron or wooden, like bamboo wood, stainless steel. I don't even cook with aluminum anymore. The aluminum sheets, I don't even cook with that anymore. So, it's all up to you. If you're really, really concerned about it, I would say just transfer your tincture into a nice mason jar or a glass bottle, shake it up. When you're ready, you have like your little 2-ounce version or 1-ounce version, your glass dropper bottle with your glass dropper, and then pour your tincture in there. You could do it that way. Use a turkey baster because they're big, and just suck it up and drop the contents in your preferred glass bottle. That is what I would do. But other than that, you really don't have to worry about it. We're exposed to far worse things than non-leaching plastic bottles. Okay, so everything is a contributor to cancer. As a matter of fact, when you up your hormones, whether it's progesterone, estrogen, shampoo, conditioners, whatever, it's all a precursor to feeding, to making your cancer grow. If you have that cancer in your body that is dominant, because we all have cancer cells, it's just we have a natural ability to keep it in check, I guess. That's what my mom's cancer doctor said, like everyone has cancer cells. It's just there's a time in your life where you can become dominant with your cancer cells, and something is feeding it. It could be something in your environment, something that you're personally exposed to, like putting in your body, that sort of thing. Yeah, like talcum powder. I guess they found like a lot of women with cancer, having this talcum powder daily usage for long periods of time, things like that. So if you have cancer or you're like high risk with ovarian or breast cancer, don't even take over-the-counter progesterone cream, because you're just going to feed it. Don't take anything that's going to, any herb or any substance that's going to like increase your ability to exponentially grow your cancer cells. And I'm speaking from experience with my mom. She's never even taken this product. I don't know what her cancer was linked to. They did test it, and she was a user of talcum powder in the 80s and 90s. And I have a feeling it might be due to that, like, I don't know though. But it's a type of environmental chemical that she was exposed to for a long period of time in her 20s and 30s. So you got to look at it that way. Yeah, that answers that question. Okay, another question this individual had was, why are you saying 1 to 2 years for the program? Okay, because the ladies on the forum that have been taking bovine ovarian supplements have tested it out. And if we're all for the most part the same as far as like how puberty works and how like biochemically speaking, like what it takes to get that growth, we're rushing puberty. So 1 to 2 years is very, very quick. We found that if you started at an A cup with no tissue development, you're looking at 2 years, 6 months to get that first A cup. Now, there are the exceptions with some individuals who can get a C cup from zero tissue development, like very beginning Tanner stage, and they hit that C cup in 6 months. Maybe they had a lot more lobes in each breast. They had no like atrophy or like like ligament issues and tuberous deformity. They had like no deformities, right? Textbook deformities, is what they call these. They didn't have any anomalies to prevent them from growing. And 3, they gave everything their body needed. So if you're not pumping enough human growth hormone, or you're not at that age where you're, where it's coming out, pumping out great, you want to make sure that you do support your body in that way and give it what it needs. Like take some fava bean extract if you're not allergic to it. Take some amino acid complex. Make sure you get your exercise through the week, and then you'll get some of that human growth hormone action. So L-arginine was a popular one because of the bodybuilding forums, and so the women took that, ran with it, and it actually was working out for them. So unless you have like the herbs, choose a different combination for amino acids, right? It's fine if you want to take L-arginine. But yeah, if you have the herbs, take something different, a different combination of amino acids. That's what I meant to say. Okay, so why 1 to 2 years? That is the reason. Now, those who have some tissue development starting off, you can see your first cup within 2 to 3 months. That's like the average. So if we can see the first cup in 2 to 3 months and it is all permanent and we're giving everything our body needs, then what happens in 6 months? You might get that second cup. We all found out by the time 6 or 7 months rolled around, 8 months, we plateaued. There wasn't so much of that growth spurt. Generally happens within the first 6 months, but some people, there are a percentage of ladies that get that growth spurt later. Within that first year, that first 8 months, they get it. And since everyone's different, we're going to say the majority, since this does have a high success rate of working for like 90% of women out there, you're looking at a good year to 2. A good year. Give it a good year. At least. And some people get everything they want. I had mine in 11 months, but I was already a B cup. So, and I had a deformity. I had the tuberous deformity. It was mild, but non-existent, right? So it was totally telltale. The more I grew, it was telltale where the issue was. So 11 months, I grew to like a D cup. And then it was just small accumulations after the first like 5 months, small accumulations after that, because I had like a nice growth spurt within like the 4 months. And that was very shocking to me. But I want to say carrying into the next year for some ladies, if you are that with no tissue in the very beginning, no development, and then you're not giving yourself everything it needs right away, you're probably going to take a year and a half. And then you want to start weaning off. So you're going to tell yourself, okay, I grew 2 cups in the first year. Do I keep going or do I stop? Go ahead and stop. If you're happy, stop. If you have that feeling that you can grow another cup, give it another 6 months and see. If you haven't grown anything but maybe 1 cup in a year, you're either slow growing, or maybe you don't, maybe you have like a deformity that you need to address. Maybe you're not giving your body what it needs. Regardless, it's going to help your fertility. 2 years is just, I think, once you hit that 2-year mark, there's no more to grow. And some of the ladies that have taken that extra year were able to get that extra cup. And that's why we say 2 years. And then, maybe they'll break and try it again and they won't get anything at all. So it's just based off of everyone's experiences on the forum over the course of some years. That's what we're going by. And since this is tonifying it's going to take time. It starts working within the 6 weeks. And I'd say when you're at the 1 year to 2, between that time, you need to tell yourself, start weaning off, because that's all you really need. I mean, your ovaries can only take so much. It's helping your fertility and longevity in your youth, of course, right? So we haven't seen anyone go beyond the 2 years. And to be personally honest, I think anything over 2 years is really too much. So maybe it's just a rarity, small number of women went on to the full 2 years, but they did do the 2 years. They were committed, and they got just a little bit more growth, nothing too crazy. So we feel like it maxes out about 2 years, and we also feel that it's unnecessary. I think a whole year on this stuff and you're happy with what you have, there's no reason to continue on. I don't think there is. That's my personal experience. So I did it for 11 months, got off of it, and then I tried it again. I probably grew like a tad bit more. I tried it again after being off of it for like maybe a year or so, and I was having a weird reaction, and it was just too much for me. Like, I just knew it was too much for me. You'll just know. And I did end up overdosing on it, I feel like. And I said I'll never take it again. So in that first year, when I started it, I know I mentioned in other videos I was playing around with the dosage because I didn't know. It was like only 103 pounds. I did overdose, and I felt those sharp needling pains in my ovaries. I was starting to get sick. You can overdose on this stuff, especially when it's this potent. And mine was a year aged, okay? So this is like over a year aged now. I mixed the older batch with the new so that you have some of that aged quality going right there. So it's never just starting it over completely. Same lot number though, so it's all the same, same lot number for the substance from the manufacturer, but it's not like brand new, starting all over from day one. No, this is just like wine. When you just you keep mixing and you have that starter, that good starter, so this stuff is potent. Don't underestimate it. Don't overdo it. If you feel like you're overdoing it, skip the days. Don't ignore your body. I've said this over and over again. Now that I know what the doses is, you should not be exceeding probably 45 drops a day. That's all you really need. Okay, so I hope that answers your questions. Let me think. What was the other question that she had? I hope I answered all of your questions, but that's basically the reason. So it goes from glass to this non-leaching plastic when the order comes through. It's always in the glass bottles until that time comes when I ship it. So I hope that eases your mind. All right, ladies, that's kind of a long one. So I'll get back to you with any other updates